Hi there. Welcome to the Treasure Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle, and I am a holistic functional health coach who helps Christian female professional leaders regain energy and reduce foggy thinking so they can continue to lead, but with a renewed confidence in their whole health. And as the heartbeat of your home, everything that you learn and do will trickle down beautifully into the family unit. Okay, we are in the middle of our summer self-care series where you can show yourself some physical self-care that reaps multiple overall health benefits. I'm sharing one or two simple tips that you can do right away to help your body in many ways, really, but including gently detoxing harmful toxins out. Part one was, is it selfish to love and care for yourself? Part two was on oral health. So if you missed that, go back and listen or watch. And today we are talking about dry brushing. Have you heard of dry brushing? I actually really enjoy dry brushing before my shower in the morning. Not every single day though, but I do keep it out as a reminder for me. And I'll go in waves where I'm doing it continuously for a month or so. And then I'll give myself a break and then I'll pick it back up again. So, in case you haven't heard of dry brushing or you really uh, don't really know why you should dry brush, I'm going to review what is dry brushing and what are the benefits for doing it. Benefits of dry brushing. So, basically, dry brushing is taking a stiff bristled brush and brushing your skin in a particular pattern, usually before a shower. Okay, but why should you dry brush? Dry brushing has it's really been around for a really, really long time, and it's been touted as different um, health benefits. But basically, the crust of it all is that dry brushing is a natural exfoliant. Okay, and you might find that your skin looks brighter and it feels smoother only after a week or so of dry brushing. So that's pretty easy, effortless, completely like free, really. You just buy the brush and then you just do it like every day or, for a while. So there are some other health supports, helps, I guess I would say, from dry brushing. And the next biggest one, aside from um, being a natural exfoliant, I would say is lymphatic support. It helps with moving the lymph around your body, around in your body, because the lymphatic system is a major part of the body's immune system. And it's made up of lymph nodes and ducts and vessels and organs that transport the lymph throughout the body. Now, a lot of the lymph vessels run really closely under the skin. So, people that love dry brushing claim that brushing their skin on a regular basis really does help with moving that lymph around, and it helps with that lymphatic flow in the body. And honestly, guys, we want this. We want our lymph moving and not to stay stuck in one place. We want to have good circulation within the body. It's definitely a great reason for you to try dry brushing. So, as a natural exfoliant, we talked about that earlier, removal of dead skin cells. It helps your skin to feel softer. And specifically, it helps your to get the dirt and the oil away from your pores. So you may find that if you use a smaller, more gentle brush on your face, that it may reduce your pore size. So people have claimed that as well. Some people have claimed that it's a great energy boost. I haven't personally found that to be true. And I remember I tried it when I was going through my adrenal fatigue crisis. So I don't know, maybe because I was so sick at that time, it didn't really add much of a drop into my empty bucket. But now I have good and sustained energy all day. So when I do dry brush, this isn't something I'm thinking about, quite honestly, especially because I do it in the morning before my shower. I already have really good energy in the morning. Um, so those are the biggest things for me is exfoliation and lymph support. That's the two biggies for me. That is what keeps me dry brushing. So I will say that there are a ton of claims out there that say that dry brushing will remove cellulite. Okay. The truth is, there haven't been a lot of studies out there to warrant this claim. And most studies or most opinions, I guess I should say, because there haven't been studies, are kind of anecdotal, right? So I personally would look at your nutrition before latching onto a dry brushing routine for cellulite removal. Now, a dermatologist would not necessarily agree that there is proof that dry brushing removes cellulite, but they most likely would agree that it is a good option for exfoliating the skin. Okay, how do you dry brush? You want to be sure that you are brushing upwards towards the heart area where your lymphatic system drains. Okay, I want to show you. I have two brushes here. This is one brush that I bought when I first started dry brushing. Golly, probably 8 years ago. I do not like this brush. It is very stiff bristles. It I don't mind it like on my feet. That doesn't hurt as much. It actually feels quite nice on my feet, but anywhere else on my skin, it just it doesn't feel great to me. But I also was a little heavy handed when I first started using it, right? Go big or go home, right? Not a good idea. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But I've come to appreciate this brush a little bit more. I put it away for a long time, like many years, and I purchased this brush. Now, I really like this brush. I like the fact that it's got this little handle, it's more handheld, and I it's softer. The bristles are softer. So I just really, really like this one. Um, and it's got these little, I don't know what those they're called, but anyway, it's got those. So you find the brush that works for you. And I realize that can be tricky. You can't just stand there in the store and be trying all the brushes. But you want something that says soft bristles. That will help you to feel more comfortable as you are learning to dry brush. So again, you want to be sure that you are brushing upwards toward the heart area where your lymphatic system drains. And the way I do it and the way they recommend doing it is starting at your feet and working your way up your body. Okay. So feet, legs, stomach. Now be really gentle on your stomach and go in a circle. So for our body, we are actually like for our arms, we are going up towards the heart. We're brushing in like long strokes up towards the heart. But on your tummy, you want to go in a circular pattern. And again, be gentle. Where else? Your arms, start at your palms of your arms and work your way up. And then your armpit area, again, be gentle and go in a circular pattern. So you want to do each area of your body as you are dry brushing about 8 times, like 8 strokes on the skin. So you can just like 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I don't do that, quite honestly, if I'm running behind in my shower time and like my routine kind of gets skipped a little bit, but I will do while the water's heating up. I'll do a quick brush. Because you kind of, once you start doing it, you kind of like to do it. It just kind of feels nice and you're doing something good for your body. And guys, this is just another gentle way to provide self-care for yourself in a way that is not spending hundreds of dollars. You're not having to go somewhere. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home. And you can do this every single day, or you can create a routine where like every 3 days you do this or whatever. But it's about, with my clients, we talk about AM and PM fuel up times. And so this can be part of your PM fuel up time where you are fueling up yourself. You are nurturing yourself. You are giving yourself some care and some love. So do it about 8 strokes on your skin. Now, it does feel weird at first. It really does. And the whole act just seems weird. It's like I'm brushing my skin, and it might feel a little tender to your skin at first, but when you are finished, over time, you should feel refreshed. I never felt refreshed right away, right off the bat. But again, when I started dry brushing, Um, Actually, no. Now that I'm saying that, I started dry brushing way before my adrenal crisis. But anyway, I just was doing it. I was just trying a bunch of things as I was learning. I was trying things. So I honestly don't really remember what I was thinking. I remember thinking like, boy, this isn't doing anything. I remember thinking that for sure, but I don't know. I do think that it's just a nice way to give yourself care and to show your skin some love by exfoliating and your lymphatic system. Again, those are the top two reasons. They're the only reasons why I do it. So if you do it for those reasons, you're not going to go wrong. You're going to help your body. You're going to help yourself. So again, shop around for a brush that you like, that works well for you. I think I got one at Bed Bath and Beyond, but you can go to TJ Maxx, you can go to Marshall's, Home Goods, places like that. There are a few places that you could look there. So just to follow up, okay, you're going to dry brush, you're going to take a shower. Then what do you normally do when you get out of the shower? You probably slather lotion on your skin, right? So if you are taking the time to dry brush, if you are taking the time to care for your skin by dry brushing, because it does take a few minutes to do, if you are going to pour into yourself that way, you don't want to slather a bunch of chemicals on your skin. Your skin is the largest organ of your body, and you don't want it to be covered in chemicals because it absorbs. Your skin is like a sponge. It's going to absorb everything that you put on it. Okay, so it's really important that you read the ingredients and you are reading labels and you're understanding what is in your skincare products. I go into way more detail inside the Midlife Health Makeover program so that you are armed with all that you need to really master your midlife health and beyond midlife. Because when you know better and you do better and then you feel better, you will keep on doing it, and you don't even really have to give it a lot of thought anymore because it's just part of your routine. It's part of your life. But I do want to share 3 main ingredients that you need to be aware of and that you want to avoid. Okay, the first one is parabens. Now, I know you've heard about parabens. Parabens are chemicals that are created and used as artificial preservatives in cosmetics and body care products. And they have been created since the early 1900s. So scientific studies suggest that parabens disrupt the endocrine system and the hormones in the body. We don't need anything messing with our hormones, do we, ladies? No. They can also harm fertility and the reproductive organs, which then affects birth outcomes. And they can also increase the risk of cancer. And in addition, they can cause skin irritation too. So there is a reason why you are seeing more and more companies claiming that their product is paraben free. It's not needed in the products anyway. And there's documented reproductive harm. So look to really avoid this ingredient in all of your products. Okay. And then phthalates, they act as a binding agent. They are in a ton of products. They're in 2 separate studies. There was shown that phthalates were detected in 96 and 99% of people tested. Well, where are they found? In a lot of things. Lipstick, plastics, lotions, skincare, even our food, of course, right? So that is something that you want to avoid. And fragrance. Now, it may make your lotion smell amazing, but even the companies themselves don't know what type of fragrances are in the products. Yeah, I found that out. Chemists have over 300 chemicals to work with. And these chemicals that smell so good, they're derived from petrochemicals that are known allergens and known hormone and endocrine disruptors. So when I say the word known, doesn't that make you wonder why these chemicals are still allowed in our products? Yeah, makes me wonder. But here's the reality. These toxic chemicals can hide under the name fragrance or perfume, Parfum. So really many ingredients that are used in commercial lotions and other beauty products, they are known carcinogens. They are known endocrine disruptors, and they can have a marked effect on the reproductive health. But more and more companies out there are now providing clean products that are free from damaging chemical filled ingredients. So really look at your labels. Don't ever trust just the front. Okay. Turn it around and look at the label. Um, and really think about how often you slather lotion all over your body. So, like I tell my clients, use up what you have. Okay. You don't have to throw everything all out at once and start fresh. Like when I teach doing a pantry cleanse, you know, look, I share my story how I did all of that. I threw everything out. I had bags and bags and bags in my garage of trash because I did not want to even donate unopened things that I knew had harmful chemicals. And I just sat at my bar and I cried. And I was like, now what? Because I went all in and I did it all at once. You don't have to do that. I don't teach that way because that's an overwhelming way. So, unless you really, really, really want to just throw everything out and start fresh and you can afford to do that, purchasing a new healthier product as needed, like as you run out of something, can really alleviate the stress and the overwhelm in the whole process as you are learning. So just find what works for you. It really depends on you and your situation. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And if you are wondering if your skincare products could be causing some of your health concerns, specifically like fatigue and brain fog, it's really quite possible, especially brain fog. But it's really quite possible, I should say, that they aren't helping your situation. But honestly, just switching out your products without getting to that root cause of your fatigue and brain fog, it isn't really going to help much, not the symptoms you're having. It's an important piece of your overall health, yes. So definitely do, make these changes. But if you are struggling with fatigue and brain fog, you need to go deeper. You need to get to the root of it. So if that's what is going on with you and you want to talk with me, I encourage you to click the link below in the description to schedule your fatigue freedom call. And on this fatigue freedom call, you can expect us to get right into it and dive into the specific fatigue and brain fog concerns that you are having so that you can be empowered and confident in your health. I want you to be your own best advocate for your health and really understanding what the root cause is behind your low energy and fatigue, your low energy, fatigue, and foggy thinking. So, what this really means is you will leave our call with renewed optimism about your daily tiredness and your brain fogginess, and also with confirmation that you are on the right track. That is what you want, right? Okay, great. I know it is. So click the link that is in the description to get on my schedule so we can get to the root of your specific fatigue issues. All right. I hope this was helpful and I will see you next time. Remember, you are a beautiful treasure. So treasure your wellness.